I don't know when it cut off, but here's our harvest. Looks pretty good. Go take them in and clean them off a little bit, and we will serve some and maybe freeze the rest for jam for later. When did I lose ya? I don't know. I was just in my own little world. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, don't they look good? Yeah, for this tiny little, I mean, I think this little patch is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe, I'll be gracious, 6 feet long, 4 feet wide. That's all you need. Got a nice little harvest, and it's still coming. There'll be more. Probably another bunch like that, and then it'll probably be done. That's not bad. We'll put this netting back down, otherwise I won't have any. All it is this deer netting, you know. And it keeps some critters out, like the daytime raccoon, maybe. She was out and about. Maggie had to go say hello. Get in there, you little strawberry. Don't need to be poking the strawberries. There we go. It just has to be a little bit of a resistance to them. They don't need to be getting in there. But the bugs can still get in there and pollinate the flowers. Alright, I'm going to put my scissors away, because that's where they go. That's how I know where to find them, because they go back where they belong. 100.3 Kalamazoo. Alright. Whew. This is I don't know, I can't probably see over here, but I need to cut back all this time. It's a little crazy. Meanwhile, the UPS guy showed up and brought me some sunshades for my truck. And made Hazel growl. I've never heard a cat growl at somebody. No. Maybe. Yes, we're back. I don't know, when did I lose you? How long ago was I gone for? What do you think? Nice little harvest. You know how big this basket is. And a couple pints, I guess. Maybe 2, maybe 3. Yeah, we'll take those in. Where's... Oh, I was going to show you my time. So I had sage, and rosemary doesn't overwinter here, but thyme does. That's what this stuff is. Oh, well, that's what this stuff is. This is thyme, right here, and it smells so good, but it gets too big. This is an oak tree. It's in a pot, but I'm sure it's outside, you know what I mean? The roots are definitely not in the pot anymore. And that's a Christmas tree, and that's a Christmas tree, and there's a couple trees. They all need to come out of here. This was just supposed to be my herb garden, but you see, it's just the overwinter of trees and thyme. I harvested all the sage because they got real huge, giant bushes, and they just took over. No matter how much I cut them back, they're like, no, we're going to send out more roots, and we're going to come back over here and be a huge bush. I didn't like that. So they had to get them out, and then I dried them in the shed, and then when they were nice and crispy and dry, I ground them all up and put them in. All of that filled like one of those quart uh, ball jars, and I put some moisture whatever packs in there and closed it up, and I just whenever I need sage, I have some forever. I need to do that with this thyme. So I should probably, I don't know what to do. Do you just do the leaves? I don't know how to harvest it properly. Can somebody figure that out for me before I whack it all back? It will go to seed. It will make some pretty little tiny pinkish purple flowers, and this thing will be covered in bees, which I love. It's very nice, but I can't get by because it just keeps spreading. I have one little rosemary plant that I bought, and I don't know how big it'll get. It'll probably get pretty big by the end of the season, and then I'll just harvest that. But I already have a bunch saved, so I really don't need a whole lot. I love rosemary, but not everybody does. Not everybody enjoys it in their food. A little bit on your steak is nice. I wonder what the temperature is out here. I'd check my phone, but my phone is busy. Oh, found a nail. Like they just put a new roof on my shed here, and then they caused some other issues, so I've got to fix a couple of shed issues. And I found a nail. They went around with a nail magnet, but you know, it never gets all the nails. Again, with these rock paths, I'm always weeding them. I have a bunch of echinacea or purple coneflower. I have a ton of them. Ton of babies. I could pot them up and probably sell them. They keep making more. And butterfly bush. Once you have a little butterfly bush, you will always have butterfly bush. Since I don't have a lot of sun back here right now, maybe I should open up this sunshade. Uh-oh, here's a black walnut tree sapling everywhere. Damn squirrels. So, what task shall we accomplish next? We got our strawberries. Oh, how much rain did we get? A little over 1/4 of an inch. Got my little rain gauge. That was nice. But the pumpkin down here, I have two pumpkin plants. I have this one, this giant pumpkin, and the yellow flowers that you see in there is mustard. Hey, mustard seeds. Better stop that. I'm making y'all dizzy. Hang on. This umbrella. There we go. Ha! There we go. Stuff is getting loose. Loosey goosey. Alright, we'll move this umbrella. There. Alright, the mustard is like the cover crop that didn't really do well, and if you chop it up and dig it under the soil, it adds nitrogen instead of stealing nitrogen, so I'll allow it. Alright, so Here's my Espalier apples, and they're going to be wired to these posts, so they're very thin. They don't encroach into this alleyway here, so that will control airflow and the harvest, and also help to hopefully keep the trees healthy. Oops, I didn't take these apples off. So this tree is only 6 years old, but only 1 year in the ground here. So I should probably knock those off and let this tree just recover from the heavy pruning and put more energy into growing branches for me. So here's my other pumpkin, and you see I've got a shade cloth up here, but this pumpkin doesn't get as much sun as the other one. So I'm wondering if I should open up this, since it's not a very sunny day, I should open up. Uh-oh, is it trying to rain? Time after time. Oh. Yeah. So the black woven cloth is my favorite stuff. I love it. And yes, it prevents me having to spend hours and hours and hours of my life weeding. Because where I live, it's very fertile. It doesn't take much to get uh, a crop of anything growing, usually. If it's natural here, it's grown over my head by now. And the weeds around here, or the plants, the natural plant life that I don't want to cultivate, are very hard to control. And I don't want to spray a bunch of Roundup. I'm trying to eat the food that I grow, except for the pumpkins. I'm not eating those. But you shouldn't really eat that. Yeah, I do have huge pots. I do have some huge pots. I have a big pile of dirt, compost, and I have some big pots. You want to see? Let me take you off. We're gonna go off-roading. All right, everybody. All right, let's go off-roading. We are unplugged. Unfortunately, my phone is also overheating. So I don't know how long it's gonna last. Anyway, so my supplies. It's starting to sprinkle. So I have these. Now these are, what are they? 60 gallon pots. Pretty big. There's 4 of them. I probably have enough soil for maybe 2. Now in that you can grow a tree to a certain size. So I'm hoping to do that. And I'm not really sure where to put the pots, because I can't put it somewhere where my husband's gonna have to make a big deal and mow around it. Oh, I do have, sorry, this pumpkin. So I have these pots over here, which are only, I don't know, 20. But that's one tomato plant, one tomato plant, one tomato plant. These are competition giant tomatoes. So these will grow the giant tomatoes. It's like sprinkling or something. What is that? These are just Roma tomatoes for making sauce. And then I put beets in here. I don't know. A lot of people don't eat beets. I love them. Here's my hot peppers, my Carolina Reapers, and my Devil's Tongue. And then I have a little section for carrots. Anyway, so I have, like, this is unplanted here. And then in the middle there, I wanted to put some more peppers. Oh, we were looking at giant pots. Remember, Mrs. Oak is supposed to be, I sent her some giant sunflowers, right? Right? Can't see. It's so bright out here. It doesn't look that bright. It is sprinkling. I feel like I'm getting misted. Here's my catio. Alright, so this giant pot, I don't know, is it 180 gallon? I don't know what it is, but it's pretty damn big. And I am growing my giant sunflowers in it. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 that came up. The fourth one is a little mangled. The fifth one is not doing great, and the sixth one didn't even come up. I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, so we'll put some big 10-foot stakes here and here and here, and then create like a containment system there for them. But yeah, that's a big pot, eh? Has a little drainage. Gotta have drainage. We're gonna put in some stone steps. So these big rocks here are gonna go up this hill as like a natural staircase. There's one of my pots. See? I knew I had another one, but I'm like, what happened to it? We're using it as a catch basin right now to prevent erosion. But you know, whatever. So here's my Memorial Grove garden. You know, right next to my garden, it's just trees, right? Trees. And I weed whack under here, which is a lot of work. But I like mullein, which is a wild plant, and it's so soft. It's got little hairs. They also call it like Indian toilet paper, whatever. And it the biggest to have ever grown one, because I will cultivate this and fertilize it and everything, was like 10 feet tall. But these probably won't get that tall. But I allowed quite a few of them. The butterflies do end up liking them. So this one has potential. That one's already bolted. But this one, look, it is getting ready. She says, I'm going to be big. Anyway, this is my tunnel, my arbor tunnel, where I'm going to try and grow my little tiny pumpkins, and there's a bunch of flowers, like there's morning glories that are going to start growing. I got some blue bellflowers there. I planted zinnias in here, more mullein. There's a bunch of rocks that I moved. Yeah, that was fun. Here's some more. This one's already flowering. So it'll grow like this tall and just be covered in little yellow flowers that they look like what do they look like? Like a not I want to say not a poppy. What's the word? Lady slipper, whatever. Yeah, it's very nice stuff. So this is my Memorial Grove garden, where when we lose a pet, we actually have a funeral and have headstones. And we just lost one cowboy. He had congenitive heart failure. And when he couldn't breathe anymore, we're like, oh, better put him down, because not being able to breathe is a horrendous way to die. So we let him go. These are some of the very first ones. So they don't have headstones. But I'm going to try and rectify that. And then I made that. Most of these are cats in here. Cats and kittens. Some fish. I don't think we lost any turtles. So I thought, okay, if it's going to be a memorial garden, we better make it look like a memorial garden. I have to weed whack in here because it's all very natural and crazy. And full of trees. And it's all uneven, too. So that's a black walnut. I don't know if you know this, but I hate those. And here's our giant pile of rotting wood. Kind of, anyway. Here's some more of these daylilies that I was just weeding out by the road. I love them when they start flowering. So what I did was, when I thinned them out, I just threw them in here. Haha. This is a cherry tree, not the kind of cherries you eat. And you can tell by the bark, they call it burnt potato chips. Just so you know. Oh, she's growing very weirdly. So she's on an angle. Got long, weepy branches. Anyway, she's right here at the base of my tunnel. So I have a bunch of things growing in my shed, in my greenhouse, and I will bring some out and transplant them along the sides of this and hopefully get them going. But I have to protect them, so I'll also have to bring out some fencing because the raccoons will come out and unplant everything that I plant because they're little a-holes. It is very pretty. I put a lot of work into it, thanks.